CEO of the South African Tourism Council, Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, very good morning to you. What is your response to this action by the US?
Well, thanks for having me. I do think that the action by the US is unjustified. It really, goes against the relationship that South Africa and the US have. And to really label us and put us at level 4 of restrictions on the basis of the things that they've said, I think it's unfair for us. The issues of crime have been there. We've been, dealing with these issues as a country for quite a number of years. All the tourists that do come to the country, bar few that, really experience crime, majority of them go back home without experiencing any crime. So therefore, having this type of restriction and these pronouncements, I do believe that, it harms our industry, and it really, will put a strain on the relationship between ourselves and the USA.
All right, what's the tourism industry going to do about this? How do you turn this? How do you spin it in our favor?
Well, I think number one, the issues around COVID, and the variant that we first found here in South Africa, I think it's largely influencing this type of restriction. Because never before has the U.S. put us in this type of restriction and comparing us to, many countries that are war-torn, that are, definitely, in crisis. We as South Africa, we're not in crisis. We do have problems and challenges similar to those that the U.S. is having. In terms of, if they equate strikes as civil unrest, there are many strikes in the U.S., and many other things that are going on. So I do think that, the U.S. Embassy here in South Africa, and together with, all the consulate, need to explain to us what is it, that's happening in this country that has changed, over the past few years that made them to put us into these, restrictions. So I do believe that
let me just jump in here. I mean, do you think that this could maybe be a blessing? I mean, I disagree with you. I think we are in a crisis here. We've got rampant crime, sexual abuses, and a pandemic that hasn't been addressed adequately.
Well, we've had crime for quite a number of years. And, that has been going on for the past 15, 20 years. It has been happening. We know the statistics. But tourists have been traveling to South Africa from the U.S. Almost 400,000 tourists come pre-COVID to South Africa from the U.S. And majority of them go back home unharmed, never experienced crime. They keep coming back, and many more, are willing to come here. For the U.S. to put this as, a crisis of this level or of this magnitude, I think that's what's unfair. It has to be measured. Their response has to be measured. Just the same way our response to what the U.S. is going through is measured. We never call them by these names and say, don't go to the U.S. because of X, Y, Z. So I do believe that, it has to be measured. They need to understand that, we do have trade relations with them. They do like to trade with us, and we do like to trade with them. And tourism is important, for building our nations and exchanging, cultures and so forth and so on. So to go to the level that they've gone, I'm not saying we don't have these challenges. We do. But the level that the U.S. have gone, is problematic. And it really labels us as a country that it's in deep crisis, as if no one can walk through the streets there without, being raped or anything else. We do have problems. We do have challenges. We have rapes. We have all these things that are happening. But to this, not to the extent that the U.S. is putting it.
Okay, well, I think you're going to have a lot of work ahead of you, and we're wishing you the best of luck, Tshifhiwa. Good to talk to you.